Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our presentation on the dental assisting program. And just before we proceed, I would like to let everyone know that this event is being recorded. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to be able to join us at this presentation. We would like to welcome you to CDI College and specifically to the Dental Assisting Program. So this presentation is going to provide you with some information regarding the Dental Assisting Program and the Dental Assisting profession so that you'll be able to decide whether this career is the correct career for you. So for tonight, we are going to talk about the following. So we are going to look into what is the dental assisting profession, or the LDA. Why is the LDA a high demand career in British Columbia? We're also going to look at how you can build a career that works for you, the education and licensing path for LDAs in British Columbia, what employers and patients look for in an LDA, and what does a typical day look like for an LDA? Now, we are also going to talk about the dental assisting program at CDI and why you should choose the program at CDI. You will also have a chance to meet one of our alumni and hear her success story and get to meet one of the employers and also part and representative from the partners of CDI. We will also look into the admissions, work experience, and clinical requirements, as well as career outcomes and opportunities, and the next steps that you would take if you so decide to go into this career. Now, let's look at dental assisting, or specifically licensed dental assisting. You're probably asking about what this profession is all about. So licensed dental assisting is a licensed dental healthcare profession in British Columbia, and licensed dental assistants are registered or regulated by the British Columbia College of Oral Health Professions, which regulates all dental health professionals. Now, an LDA, or a licensed dental assistant, is a level up to what we call the chairside dental assistant, because a licensed dental assistant is able to perform certain treatment on patients that otherwise a chairside dental assistant will not be able to perform. So they would be able to do x-rays on patients or make molds of the teeth. But in order for them to be able to do this, they have to be an LDA, and these must be delegated by the dentist. So we call them delegated functions. And of course, being able to perform all of these delegated functions is on top of the other jobs that they can do, such as assisting the dentist when the dentist is doing fillings or doing extractions. They will also be able to help out with front desk duties, such as booking appointments for patients or processing the dental insurance claims for patients. So you've seen what a licensed dental assisting profession is. Now, why is this a high demand career in British Columbia? Now, first of all, there are so many new dental practices that's opening. There are so many graduates from dentistry, and there are also a lot of foreign trained dentists who have now been licensed to work in Canada, and they are now opening their own practices. So this means that when there are new offices that are open, they will need a lot of staff. So licensed dental assistants are very in high demand. And of course, we are all aware that there is population growth. So with more people coming into Canada, that means a lot more people are actually looking to access dental treatment. So they go into dental offices. So more patients, more demand for staff for the dental office. And of course, we also have the Canadian Dental Care Plan, which has been recently implemented, which means that more Canadians are able to access dental treatment. And again, same thing, if there are a lot of people seeking dental treatment, then there's going to be a demand for an increased number of staff. So as you can see from this, there are actually steady job prospects for LDAs. I have not actually met an LDA who has not been able to find a job unless they just really opt not to do so. And there are also extended healthcare insurance plans that also cover dental treatment, which means that, again, more patients seeking dental treatment, so more job opportunities out there. So if you do decide to be an LDA, it means that there is high employability for you after graduation. As I mentioned earlier, some of our students are actually hired off of their practicum. There is a very strong earning potential. A new grad can earn anywhere from $25 to $28 an hour. And actually, there are some offices that would even pay more than that for a new grad. There are flexible career opportunities. You don't have to be an LDA all your life. You can also move on to an office manager or even being able to work in hospitals or moving on to different dental careers. Now, very important, of course, is being able to participate and maintain oral health, because dental health is, of course, very, very important to everyone. So just being involved in the team in the delivery of oral health is very vital and very meaningful and satisfying to everyone. So what is the education and licensing pathway in BC for LDA? It's actually quite straightforward. First thing that you would do is register with a dental assisting program. And as you know, at CDI, we have the dental assisting program that is offered for 55 weeks. Once you complete this program, you register with the National Dental Assisting Examining Board. So you write that exam. This is offered 4 times a year, which means that you have the opportunity to write this exam 4 times a year. And once you pass the board exam, then you register with a BCCOHP, get your license, and you can immediately start your career as an LDA. Without the license, you will not be able to legally work as an LDA in British Columbia. Now, what does a typical day look like for you, and what do employers and patients look for? So, number one, when you work in a dental office, your employers and your patients will expect for you to be confident when you're working on them. Now, if you're working on a patient, the patient is always really can be very critical of the way you work. So you have to make sure that you portray that confidence, that you know what you're doing, and that you know why you are performing a certain treatment. Now, also very important is being able to communicate clearly, that you have empathy, especially with the patients, because as I'm sure you're all aware, a lot of patients are really, really anxious whenever they go into the dental office. So being able to get them relaxed and comfortable while the treatment is being performed on them is going to make these patients really happy and come back to the dental office. Now, professionalism and reliability is one of the key points that your employers will look for you. Now, when you are expected to come to work for a certain day, we do make sure that we come in for work every single day, because we are part of a team. And if we are part of a team, that means that if we don't come into work, then that team will not be able to work efficiently. So we just have to be very reliable. Okay, so if you're an LDA, what are the things that you would do on a typical day? Now, we have to remember that we will be working with a team, and there will be different employees in the dental office, and they all have their own particular role to play. Now, as an LDA, you prepare the dental operatories for procedures, or operatories are the little rooms that you would find in a dental office. So you would clean them. You have to make sure that they are ready for treatment. You prepare the instruments and all the materials that are needed for whatever procedure will be performed by the dentist. And then you could also perform certain dental procedures that are delegated by the dentist. These are, of course, according to the bylaws of the BCCOHP. And you, of course, will assist the dentist as well with treatment procedures. Like when the dentist is performing fillings or extractions, then you are there sitting across from the dentist, transferring instruments, transferring materials for them. Now, you also perform infection control prevention. We have to make sure that all the instruments that are being used on our patients are sterilized, make sure that the rooms are clean, because we don't want any cross-contamination between patients and the dental office, and of course, the other dental staff. Now, that is a very vital role for LDAs as well. We are also allowed to enter treatment notes as directed by the dentist. Now, just remember, these treatment notes are actually legal documents as well. So you will be trained as a dental assisting student and eventually as an LDA to make sure that the notes that you enter are accurate, because they can be required for legal purposes. You could also assist with front desk duties, which I had discussed earlier. So booking appointments, processing insurance claims, and even helping with the financial aspects of the dental office. What we have to remember is every day that we are in a dental office is actually a learning opportunity for us. So there is learning path for everything that we do. So look at that as an opportunity for growth in your workplace. Now, having looked at what an LDA could be, you might want to look at what the dental assisting program at CDI College look like. So the duration for this is 55 weeks. So that's approximately 13 months. It is very structured across 3 terms, which of course is a total of 1375 hours. This is combined classroom and practical learning, which means that there will be lectures, and of course there will be clinical components where you're going to learn the different skills that you need to know as an LDA. This is in-person learning, which means that all classes, both theory and clinical, are delivered on campus, which is a big advantage for you, because that means that you would be able to have that one-on-one communication with your instructors. You will get a lot more guidance from them. It's going to be easier for both the instructors and the students to work together. Now, there will be actual clinical practice working on patients. And this is over 200 hours of clinical experience, both in school and when you go out in practicum. And when we talk about practicum, that means actually working in a dental office and performing all the tasks that an LDA would be able to perform. Our program is fully accredited by the Commission on Dental Accreditation of Canada. And what this means is that the program has reached the standard that has been set forth by the Commission. So we do get our visits on a regular basis to ensure that the standards are being maintained. And this is a big advantage to our graduates, because if you graduate from a program that is accredited, you only have to do the written exam when you write the board exam. You do not have to do the clinical, which is a much more stringent process. Our program has been offered for over 25 years, both at the Burnaby and the Surrey campuses. And we have a very strong reputation in the industry for offering quality education to our students, and we have a very good support system as well. So, why choose CDI College? Why choose our program? We do offer a curriculum that has a very strong theoretical knowledge base. You learn a little bit about every aspect of dentistry, such as dental anatomy, dental materials, infection controls, radiography, and dental specialties. And that's just a few of the things that you would learn when you are in school. And of course, basing it on the theoretical knowledge, you also get a lot of hands-on clinical training. And I've spoken with so many people who are interested in the program, and they would always ask about the hands-on training. And yes, we do provide you with practicing real-world dental competencies while you are in school. You are able to practice all these competencies or skills on the mannequins first before our students are able to work on actual patients. And it's also been mentioned earlier that we ensure that our program also helps develop the patient communication and also practice their management skills in a dental office. So they do help out with both assisting and they help out with the front desk duties as well. Now, our program actually prepares the students to write the board exam. So the entire program is a preparation for the exam. Some interested applicants would ask if we have a review session for the dental board exam, and I always tell them that the entire program is actually preparation and basically a review for the board exam. So they receive guidance and they will support you and it will help you succeed in the board examination. And of course, and I also want to share that our students actually do very well in the board exam. Over the past 5 years, the passing rate for CDI is 98% in the board exam. A lot of those years, we would get 100% passing rate. So our program is focused on the industry and focused on the career. We collaborate not just with the people in our community, but also with people in the industry. We have what we call the Program Advisory Committee, and the members of the Program Advisory Committee provide input, and they also provide us with recommendations as to how we can improve the curriculum. And we take all of these recommendations when we do some revisions to our curriculum. And as I said, because we are CDAC accredited, we have to make sure that we maintain the quality training for our students. Now, having looked at all the different areas, I'd like now to introduce one of our alumni to share with us her experiences in the dental assisting program. So let's hear it from Ramneet Kaur-Pada.
Hi, everyone. My name's Ramneet. It's nice to see everyone here. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about my experience in the dental assisting program. I did graduate last year and I am a certified dental assistant now. I graduated and I want to chat a little bit about how everything kind of was. I had such a good experience with CDI and graduating from there. I felt that I was extremely prepared going into it. I actually have someone that I'm working with who's a receptionist, and I'm telling her to go to CDI because she wants to do the dental assisting program. And it was a really good experience. I feel like I became super prepared, like over prepared almost. I laugh with my friends from school and I'm like, we were like so over prepared where it's like going into the real world kind of seems like, oh, it's like not that bad. Whereas in school, it was like we are on top of our stuff. Like it's so like you get to know absolutely everything and there's not one thing that you don't learn. There were definitely a lot of challenges along the way of just from like transitioning from being like a full-time worker to like going to school and then also being still working full-time. It was definitely challenging. And I feel like you have to prepare yourself a lot in the way where it's really nice because you get to, I feel like I like for me myself, like I got to grow a lot. I learned that I can like manage school, manage studying and work at the same time and be able to do all of it. So it was really nice. I was super prepared for the board exam, for all of my exams. I actually got to study really, really hard, and CDI definitely prepared me really well. I am a certified dental assistant right now, but I'm actually currently also learning reception at the moment. So I've kind of gotten into like tracker, dentrix, a lot of different areas. Because I feel like when you're a certified dental assistant, it's really knowledgeable to be able to get into reception as well. You get to learn a lot, and it makes it a lot easier for you and for everyone working, honestly. And it doesn't hurt to like know more. I am currently also planning on getting into dental admin, so that is my next step. I really like being a certified dental assistant. I don't think I'll ever stop, but I also really want to get into the dental admin side. I've always been really interested, and I've been seeing like the people that I work with. I have a dental office manager there, and I see kind of what she does, and I really love it. And I'm learning for her actually from her currently, so it's really nice to be able to learn everything, and that's kind of my next step right now. And it's nice because there's so many different career opportunities, not just admin, reception. You can get into like working with the supply companies, and there's so much. So it's really great. And there's a lot of different options. And lastly, to end it kind of all off, I just want to say to trust yourself. I feel like when you're in the dental assisting career, kind of starting off, you can make mistakes. You don't really know what you're doing. I didn't at all either. And you just have to trust yourself, like study hard and try your best. And once you get out of school, you'll be so prepared. Where again, you just have to trust yourself. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to continue learning. But with every single mistake that you make, you learn something. And that's how you become a better dental assistant or a better receptionist or admin or anything. You'll never be like absolutely perfect, but I think it's always good because you get to keep learning and just keep growing. And I'm like super excited because I feel like my career has just started and I'm very, very excited. So that's all I got to say for that. And we'll move on to the next slide. Thank you so much for having me here.
Okay, thank you so much, Ramneet, for sharing your insights about your
First.
experiences in school and also about your career. So we're now going to hear from one of our partners, a representative from 123 Dentist. Let's hear it from Amy Suchetto.
Hello, how is I hope everyone's doing well. I'm excited to be here. I actually went to CDI College in Toronto many years ago. And a little bit about me, I actually come from a family in dentistry. So speaking, I know that Ramneet was speaking about suppliers. Both of my parents worked for Patterson Dental for many years, and they actually were dental assistants when they began their career. So there's a lot of really great growth in dental that kind of starts as a dental assistant or a dental hygienist, like anywhere in dental, and you can grow onto the corporate side of things. So 123 Dentist, if you don't know, is a DSO. So it's a dental service operator. Essentially, what we do is we have over 450 practices right now in Canada and growing. We partner with the dentists that began those practices and we work closely with them. It's a majority dentist-owned network in Canada, so we don't own the majority of these practices. We are a partner, so we support those clinics. And since 2017, to have over 450 practices is pretty exciting. How the substantial growth that we've been seeing. Our values are super important to us. Integrity above all. You may hear DSOs get a bit of a bad rep sometimes in the dental industry because a lot of times you will hear that, productivity or numbers are number one. And that is not at all how 123 Dentist operates. It's integrity and patient focus, 1000%. So customer service, diversity, teamwork, patient first approach, communication, going above and beyond. And we're always changing. So we embrace change. Definitely worked for places in my career where they're very stuck in their ways. 123 Dentist is very much growing at all times. And we're always very open to change and the changing landscape in dentistry, which has really changed over the last decade compared to what it was when I was growing up. So you'll definitely see some community involvement on our side. We do have a lot of employees that work in our clinics that are very passionate about that as well. So if that's you, it's another aspect to working with 123 Dentists. We go to a lot of conferences all across Canada. You'll probably see us if you are at any of those. We are pretty much at all the dental conferences that take place, both our recruitment team and our operations team. So you'd get to meet someone like myself who is in the talent acquisition side, but you'd also get to meet people that work in our clinics, our regional managers, our directors, and even our dental assistants, our hygienists, and our dentists. We do a lot of practicums, so we work closely with CDI and other accredited colleges and universities to make sure that student placements are available for anyone who is graduating, especially in BC. We have a lot of great opportunities there. job shadowing. I know CDI does a great job of making sure you're prepared and ready to go, but for those hours that you need to get in order to get certified, we are super supportive in getting you into our clinics to make sure that you have those job shadowing hours. And mentorship and guidance. We have a great learning and development team that actually their full job is to support new graduates like yourself and making sure that you're confident in all of the technology, all of the software, and really set up for success so that you keep learning as you go. The moment that you graduate, we don't just expect you to know everything. We really will work side by side with you to make sure that you have the education, the knowledge, the mentorship, and the guidance throughout your career. And as things evolve and change in dentistry, there's always new technology, there's always new systems coming out. And we are side by side to make sure that you have the most up-to-date continuing education. We offer a budget to each of our employees every year for continuing education, where we give you a certain dollar amount to go out and get further information in dentistry, whether it's within our four walls or whether you're taking a course somewhere. But that's really, really important to us to make sure that we're really up to date with everything and that you've got the most up-to-date skills in dentistry. So if you want to stay connected with us, it's never too early. Even if you've just got questions for me, you can send us an email. It's on the slide there, campus@123dentist.com. You can send us an email also through the QR code here as well. And if you do join with CDI, even though it is a 55-week program, get in touch with us right away because we can start talking to you about what we have across Canada, what the different opportunities are. And like we said, you may start as a DA, but you can be an office manager eventually, or you could be on the learning and development team. You could work in recruitment like myself. You could be an operations director. You could be the VP one day, right? So everyone that's in our clinics basically kind of starts at the DA level, our hygienist level, and they work in clinic. And then the possibilities are endless when you work with a DSO. Whereas if you're working in an independent clinic, you can only go so far, right? Because there's just that one clinic. So if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer those through email. And I just want to mention one other thing as well. We do pay a referral bonus anywhere between $1,000 to $2,500 for, especially in British Columbia, rural BC, if you know any hygienists or dental assistants that are looking for work and we end up hiring them, we also will support financially to people who are externally able to kind of help us secure hires for our clinics. So any questions, I'm here to answer those via email. And thank you so much to CDI for having me.
Thank you so much, Amy, for sharing all of those information regarding 123 Dentist. And thank you for your support for the program all these years.
Our pleasure. We're happy to see that thrive.
Yes, thank you. So our next speaker is going to tell us all the different information that you need regarding entrance requirements and work experience requirements for the program, and that will be Santosh Shikarpuri.
Thank you, Yasmin, and good evening, everyone. My name is Santosh Shikarpuri, and I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions. And thank you for joining us for our virtual open house. And congratulations on taking the first step toward your future career. So today I will explain to you all about the entrance requirements. So what we need is that we need a high school transcript education, that you must be a high school graduate if you're under 19. So we need your official transcript, or if you have 1 year post-secondary education, and that is from inside Canada. If you're educated from outside Canada or from non-English speaking country, then we will be requiring you to take one of the English proficiency exam. That can be, for example, it can be IELTS, CELPIP, Duolingo, TOEFL, acupressure. There's a number of that you can go over at the end of the program, or as well we can explain you. There will be an interview also from with one of the dental coordinator. So we'll go through the interview process, and we need clean criminal record check, and we need an up-to-date immunization form and the proof of your TB testing. These are the requirements to get into the program. And if you have any other further questions about the admissions requirement or any other thing that we discussed right now, please stay with us after the presentation for our question and answers, and then I'll be happy to answer if any of your questions you have. Okay, thank you for joining us. And Yasmin, if you can take over.
Yes. Thank you, Santosh. Okay, so after having seen all of those and probably deciding, okay, if I go into the dental program at CDI College, what will be my career outcomes? So again, there is a high demand for LDAs. So for as long as you receive your license, you can immediately apply for a job and immediately get hired, actually, because as I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of dental offices looking for LDAs. We do get a lot of emails from offices asking if we could recommend our graduates for these positions. You could also work in, of course, in private clinics or dental clinics in hospitals. And there are also community health care facilities that have dental clinics as well. And you could also work in those offices. Now, hospitals like BC Cancer Agency, they do have a dental clinic and they do hire LDAs for those clinics. And same with BC Children's Hospital. Now, of course, because you have a very strong knowledge base from dental assisting, you could use this knowledge if you decide to go into other dental professions, such as dental hygiene. So this could be a good starting point for those who would like to go into the dental hygiene program after they have completed the dental assisting program. Now, as an LDA, you're able to accommodate every other thing that you would like to do in your life. We don't do shift work, so your schedule is pretty much consistent, which means that if you have some childcare situations and you want to do other endeavors, this is probably the job for you because you have fixed hours and therefore it is more predictable. So, what are your career opportunities after you graduate? There are approximately 3,130 LDA job openings that's projected in British Columbia from 2025 to 2035. And this is according to the BC Labor Market Outlook. And as you can see, this is a very high number, which means that we need about 3,000 LDAs within a span of 10 years. So a lot of opportunities out there. Our graduates are usually hired out of their practicum, which means that by the time they graduate, they would already have a job. But overall, we have a 90%, over 90% hiring rate over the past 5 years for our graduates as well. So we haven't really had a lot of students or graduates who are still looking for a job out there. Now, of course, the first question that all students would ask is, how much am I going to make? So as I mentioned earlier, for a new grad, you can make anywhere from $25 to $28 an hour, but there are some offices that would pay up to even $32 an hour for a new grad. So it really depends on the type of office that you would apply to, but it could be anywhere from 36 hours up, depending on the number of years that you have been working as an LDA. So, as I mentioned, a lot of offices, they want our grads. We have a very good reputation out there in as far as our training is concerned. And of course, Ramnit's testimonial here is that's a testimonial to what our program quality is like. Okay, so you have heard all of these different opportunities. The steps that we have to do now is number one, contact CDI College if you're looking into going into the dental assisting program. Connect with an admissions rep if you haven't done so yet. And what's important is apply as soon as possible for the program. Okay. So you have heard all the presentations. So now we are going to open our floor to questions, and you could just type it on the chat box and we will try to answer your questions, give you more information as needed, and maybe clarify things that may not have been clear during the presentation. So one question is, are there dental specialties you can work for as a dental assistant? Yes, actually, you're able to work in a dental specialty such as an orthodontic clinic. You could actually take the orthodontic module after you've become a licensed and work in a dental orthodontic clinic. You could also work in oral surgery offices. So there's a multiple types of specialty offices where you can go to. So the question is, how much will it cost for international students? I think that's something that Santosh, you would be able to respond to.
Yes. Hi, Manpreet. Sorry. Unfortunately, we do not accept international students. If you're on a study permit, unfortunately, we don't. We don't give out PAL letter. So it is only for domestic students. Thank you.
Okay, so can I use my immunization record from my home country? So we do get you to speak with your doctor, right, Santos? You could perhaps respond to that too.
Yes, so normally for immunization, for if you have taken those shots back home, if you have a record, we have our immunization form that will give it to you. You can show that record to your doctor here or walk-in clinic, then they will sign off, and that is possible. But you have to check with the doctor over here.
Okay, and how much does it cost? I think they're asking about the program
So
costs.
our program includes everything, tuition fee, books, supplies, first aid, CPR, scrub, everything is included into our program. It is $25,866, but depending on when you want to start, there is a graduation scholarship that CDI is offering for this year. So you can call me back for more information about the start date and everything if you're eligible for the scholarship at 778-858-3499. I'm just going to put it on my chat here so that you guys can call me back anytime because depending on your start date.
Okay, another question, yeah.
Sorry, for the score for the
Mm-hmm.
Duolingo, we need a 95 or higher.
Do we have any other questions?
Yasmin, there's
Yeah.
one question from Mary Lou. I think you have to answer that.
Oh,
She's asking,
sorry.
is there a fast track to get licensed as I've been working and licensed in other country as a dental assistant?
Oh, okay. No, there is no, if you're working as a licensed dental assistant in other countries, you still have to do the education for dental assisting in Canada before you can be eligible to write the board exam.
I can answer for the Feroze. So yes, if you have a master's degree, depending on from which country, we don't need to provide high school, but it's from Iran, then well, unfortunately, Iran is considered as a non-English speaking country, then you will have to take the English proficiency exam.
Right there. So, okay, how many exams are there in a week? There can be as many as 2 to 3 exams in 1 week. So this would include both theory exams and clinical evaluations as well. What support do we get from college to make our studies easy? So we do have our instructors who are always available. You could always consult with them and ask for any clarification regarding the subject matter that they are teaching. If you have any questions, so you book an appointment with them and they can have a session with you to explain the subject matter better.
And I'll add into that, Avinash, we have open door policy here. So if you have any question, concern, anything, the directors are always available, the instructors are available, admissions are always available to answer your questions.
So the question is, what's one thing people get wrong about dental assisting? So if you're talking about the dental assisting profession per se, a lot of people think that it is a very difficult profession to do, but actually it is not, as long as you're properly trained for it. So yeah, I think it's all about the training.
I'll answer the question for Janvi. Janvi, the score we need for Duolingo is 95.
So how much fees for domestic students, Santosh?
It is 25,866 for domestic students, but as I had mentioned earlier, that depending on when you're ready to start, there is a graduation scholarship that we'll be offering. So if you can contact me, I've put my number on the chart, so you can call me back and we can go over all the details.
And there was a question from Sukhbir if we're offering the dental hygiene program. We're not offering the dental hygiene program at this time. Okay, so what is the procedure if you fail one course? So we do have if you fail a course, we do have a rewrite policy in where a student is able to do a rewrite for that course. And if they pass the rewrite, then they're able to continue with the program. Unfortunately, if they don't, then they will be withdrawn from the program, but they can repeat the program with another cohort. Okay, so is there a fast track to get licensed? Okay, it's just
There's a question from Amanda that
okay.
do we place the practicum or the students have to find their own practicum?
Okay, so for the practicum, we encourage the students to find their own practicum because a lot of students want to go to a practicum offices that's very close to their home. But if they don't, we actually provide a practicum placement for you. So we make arrangements for that.
I will answer this one. For Ferozi, if you're a refugee claimant, but unfortunately you don't have NOD, so no, you cannot apply because if you're just a claimant, then you still need a study permit to take the program. Once you have NOD and if you have a valid work permit, then yes, you can take the program.
Okay, and the question about how much the max that you can make, I have known LDAs are actually making up to $42 an hour. Thanks, Santos. That's a question for you from.
I did a bachelor in an Acadian. Yes, if you have your Duolingo and if you have 95 score or higher, yeah, definitely you meet one of the requirements. But you still have to go through the other requirement like interview and criminal record check. But yeah, one of the requirement you meet if it's 95 and higher.
Okay, next question is can we take breaks in between semesters? Unfortunately not. For the program, the only break that you will get is the Christmas break. So that's 1 week of a break. Otherwise, we go on from one semester to the next.
Hi, Fuzzy. So as I had mentioned to you, unfortunately, when you're on a study permit, we are not accepting any student on a work permit because we do not offer PAL letter, and without PAL letter, you cannot attend any school.
Okay, and for the question, I believe CDI is an accredited college, so do we need to do both theory and clinical exams? As I believe clinical exam is very difficult to pass. Can you clarify? So graduates from our program do not need to do the clinical portion of the NDAB exam. And yes, I can attest to the fact that the clinical exam is actually very difficult to pass. So this is one benefit of graduating from a program that's accredited, such as our program at CDI. So what do dental clinics look for when hiring someone new? They need somebody who would have the the competency, the basic competencies that are needed in order to be able to safely practice as a licensed dental assistant. And that is something that we provide in the college. We just want to ensure that anybody who's graduating for our program is actually competent enough to start as a beginner in the field. That you don't have to do extractions to be a dental assistant. Is that true? And if that's it, that's correct. Yeah, that is true. So dental assistants are not allowed to do extractions. Those are procedures that can only be done by a dentist, by a licensed dentist. So even if you work in a dental specialty office as an LDA, you are not allowed to do any extractions. So what locations do you offer this program? So we offer this program at the Burnaby location and at the Surrey locations as well.
Mary Lou, unfortunately, even if you have a bachelor degree, but depends on where your education is from. If you have done your bachelor's degree from English-speaking country, then you don't need to take the English proficiency exam. But if it is from non-English speaking country, then yes. Oh, so you're from Philippines. So yes, unfortunately, you will have to take the English proficiency exam.
So how many days are the classes? It's Monday to Friday, 5 hours per day. So it's either an 8 o'clock to 1 o'clock session or a 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock session, depending on the cohort or the schedule that you would register with. Okay. So question, what do you enjoy most about working in the dental field? I have been in the dental field for so many years, and it's about being able to do, make the patients happy and make sure that they're able to function properly. So as a dental assistant, you would be able to help in promoting dental health for the patient. And I think that's the most satisfying thing that you would get from working in the dental field. So Santosh, how do I know to get scholarship grants?
So the scholarship is we have a certain start date that our head office they provide the scholarship. So like right now we will be giving a scholarship for anybody who starts in September. We do have a class starting in September in Burnaby and Surrey location, both the locations, and we will be anybody who starts in September this year. They will be eligible to start to receive the graduation scholarship. And Sucreed, yes, the program is in person. It's every day, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., 5 hours a day.
And dental. So at the moment, Santos, do we have a November schedule?
Depends on, well, we have a September right now, and then in Burnaby, in Surrey, we have after September, it will be next year, January. But I'm not sure about the November. Rab, are you here?
Yes, so it's going to be September for now will be the next start date.
But nothing November right now, right?
No.
Okay.
So as a dentist in India, do we get any benefit from this course? Well, the benefit is that you would have the good background already. So that means that a lot of the courses are going to be a lot easier for you if you already have the dental background. But if you are looking into credits, there will be no credits.
For English exam, Marilu, we need, yes, if you're taking IELTS, yes, we need academic. And the minimum score, depending on which one you're taking, if you're taking IELTS, then it's 5.5. If you're taking Duolingo, we need 95. So it depends on what kind of exam, but it has to be academic, yes. And Avinash, yes, definitely you can refer your friend, even if he's not there. Definitely, you and your friend can contact me, and we can schedule an appointment. And sure, and you might even get a referral if you refer your friend.
Okay, and Chanavi, so again, if you graduate from this program, you do not have to do the practical exam. I think that's what you're referring to, the practical dental exam with the National Dental Assisting Examining Board, if you graduate from our program. Okay, so Avinash, question is, what makes you different from other schools? So we have a very strong curriculum, and our curriculum is designed so that there is a very good collaboration between both the theory and the clinical courses. And then we have very, very seasoned instructors who are able to give you all the information and all the guidance that you will need. But our curriculum has already been tested. As I said, we have been in operation for 25 years. So we have a curriculum that delivers high quality education. So yes, so Janabi, it means you only have to do the written exam for the national board exams. Okay, what makes you choose dentistry as a career? I think that's a very personal thing. It depends on the kind of goals that you have put out there. So it's very personal. So for me, it was a path that I've always wanted to do. So I just pursued it. Do you offer other dental programs? No, we don't offer other dental programs. So we only offer the dental assisting program at this time. Is that yours? Maybe you can answer the other questions, Santosh. The intake.
So yes, we do we have a class starting in September and then January. Again, it depends on when it will be completed. It's a 55-week program. If you're starting in September, we do have a class. It will be 13-month course. So if you don't need exactly this, I can give you the schedule once. Sorry, I wasn't sure that you need it. If you start in September, you will be done. Sorry, my bad.
Sometime in October, actually.
October, yeah.
Yes.
And if you start in January, then you will be done in February 18th. You will be done. If you start January 2027, you will be done February 18th, 2028.
Okay. Do we have any other questions, clarifications that we need to do?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Rosita. So I have question. So I have 8 years experience as a dental assistant, and I graduated in Montreal, Quebec. And 2022 we moved in BC, and right now I'm working as a chairside dental assistant. And is there any way to do international board exam? Because I apply for international board exam, they send me answer I can't do that exam because Montreal is exception for BC, and the person like me graduated in Montreal is not eligible to do international exam. It's not fair because I'm not certified dental assistant, and I apply for many clinic for job, and the owner told me because you are not certified in BC, they didn't give me the certified dental assistant job. And I have 8 years experience. I know all the procedure, X-ray, and also everything. And I'm trained for iTro, for Invisalign, ortho, but it's not fair. Just I can do like a chest side, and I can eligible to do X-ray, and even my payment is really low. Yeah, is there any way to do like any short course for finish and then eligible to do international board exam? Thank you for answer.
Okay, thank you for your question, Rosita. So if you want to do the exams, you have to go to the NDAEB. So you'll have to reach out to them and find out what the requirements are for you to be able to write the NDAEB exams, because you need to do that first before you can apply for licensing in British Columbia. So
Honestly,
that would be your first. That would be
yeah,
your
yeah, yeah,
first step.
yeah. I applied for NDAB and they answer me. I sent email several times. Honestly, I couldn't make any appointment face to face. But I had a lot of like communication by email, and they told me because my diploma is from Montreal, Montreal, Quebec is exceptional, and they told me if you find any like college they offer you to some course like X-ray, or I don't know which course I'm not eligible because I can't do like X-ray. Mm, After pass the course, then I'm eligible to do NDAB exam, board exam.
Well, that means that I think the best way is actually for you to reach out to Santosh, because in this instance you will need to do the dental assisting program again in or anywhere in Canada in order to be able to write the board exam.
So that
Yes.
is why after 8 years experience
Yes.
and professional dental assistant is not fair. I
Yeah.
pass again whole
Mhm. So
program.
yeah, unfortunately, that is the decision that the NDAEB will have to do.
Yeah.
So, again, if you want to register for the program, just so you'll be able to write the NDAEB exam, then it would be best to reach out to Santos for that. And we could have further discussion regarding this.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so much. Many appreciate.
You're welcome.
And Summer, your answers are for Burnaby September classes in the afternoon. It is from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday. But September 28th, we have it in Surrey from morning 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Okay, so the question from Janavi about the practical exam. So I'd like to explain this. I'm not sure if you're referring to the practical exam for the National Dental Assisting Board exam. And the reason why, if you're graduated from an accredited program, they do not require you to do the board exam there, because they have established that your training, your practical and clinical training in the school is sufficient to reach the standards that have been set by CDAC or for the board exam. But in the program, we do have a lot of practical examinations and clinical evaluations in the program. I hope that answers your question. You're welcome. Yes. So does your college give any help after graduation to get a job and prepare for a job interview? Yes, we do have a course at the end of the program that will help you with your resume writing. They actually have mock interviews for you. And yes, we are in contact with dental offices who are looking for jobs. So we could also assist you with finding a job after graduation and after you have had your license. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so If there are no other questions, again, we don't have to limit your questions to this session. If you have any other questions that you might think of after this session, then you can definitely reach out to us. You can reach out to Santosh, you can reach out to the program, and we'll be happy to assist you and try to give you responses to your questions. Okay. And with that, I would like to thank everyone for taking the time to attend this event. And I hope that we have given you enough information that will allow you to make a decision on whether this is the right career for you. We would be very happy to assist you, and we would be very happy to welcome you to CDI College. So thank you, everyone, and have a good evening.